The next thing we are going to treat is equivalent ratios. Equivalent ratios. Take this down. Two or more ratios are said to be equivalent. If they all represent the same comparison in bracket quantity, e.g. let's take this example. If you take the ratio 3:4, 3:4 is equivalent to the ratio 6:8. You will notice that if you multiply the components of this ratio by 2, 3 times 2 gives 6, 4 times 2 gives 8. So these two ratios, they are equivalent. To obtain an equivalent ratio, we simply multiply or divide the components, that means the parts, of the ratio by the same number. In this case, getting the equivalent ratio 6:8, all the parts of this ratio were multiplied by 2. So you cannot multiply the first part by 2, then you multiply the second part by 10, and you're expecting to get an equivalent ratio. You must multiply all the parts by the same number. Let's take examples. Give an equivalent ratio of each of the following ratios below. The first one, A, we have the ratio 2:5. B, we have the ratio 25:75. C, we have the ratio 2:3:7. Take solution. Take A. We have to give an equivalent ratio of the ratio 2:5. In this case, given an equivalent ratio of this ratio, we can decide to multiply each of the components of this ratio by the number 3. Take 2 times 3 is to 5 times 3. This will simply be equal to 2 times 3 gives us 6 is to 5 times 3, which is 15. 6:15 is an equivalent ratio of the ratio 2:5. For B, we have to give an equivalent ratio of the ratio 25:75. We are going to divide each of the components of the ratio 25 is to 75 by 5. 25 divided by 5 is to 75 divided by 5. This will simply be equal to, if we divide 25 by 5, gives us 5, is to 75 divided by 5, which gives us 15. The ratio 5 is to 15 is an equivalent ratio of the ratio 25 is to 75. We go to C. We have to give an equivalent ratio of the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 7. We'll also get an equivalent ratio of this ratio. We are going to multiply each of the components of this ratio by 5. 2 times 5 is to 3 times 5 is to 7 times 5. This will simply be equal to 2 times 5 gives 10 is to 3 times 5 gives 15 is to 7 times 5 35. The ratio 10 is to 15 is to 35 is an equivalent ratio of the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 7. We go now to the next thing, which is problems involving ratios. Problems involving ratios. Take this down. We can use ratios to explain how a certain quantity is to be divided into several parts. For example, we can make use of a ratio to explain how 100 cows can be divided. Take this down. For example, the sharing of money or a piece of land to people in a particular ratio. Money can be shared to people in a particular ratio. A piece of land can be shared to people in a particular ratio. Take the next thing. To solve such problems, always start by finding the total number of parts of the ratio, bracket, summing the components of the ratio. to which the quantity is divided. To solve such problems, always start by finding the total number of parts, and we find the total number of parts by summing the components of the ratio to which the quantity is divided. The next continuation of this, the components of the ratio are the numerators of the fractions while the total number of parts, the sum of the components of the ratio, is the denominator. Make good use of this. The components of the ratio are the numerators of the fraction. That means when you have to express the fraction of each part of the ratio, each component is a numerator of its own fraction, while the total of the components is the denominator of the fractions. Take note of that. Now let's take examples. Let's see how we can handle questions on this. Question 1 goes Pangu divided 150,000 francs CFA. Francs CFA is the currency used in my country, Cameroon, in the ratio 3:5:7 to his 3 children. Full stop. Find the amount received by each child. We take solution. First thing, for us to answer this question, we need to present all what we have been given in the question. We have the ratio, which is 3:5:7. The next thing, we have the amount. The amount shared is equal to 150,000 francs CFA. The next thing, we need to find the sum of the components of this ratio. Sum of the components of the ratio is simply equal to 3 plus 5 plus 7, which is equal to 3 plus 5 gives us 8. 8 plus 7 is equal to 15. Now the next thing, we need to find the amount received by the first child. take the first star, amount received by first child to simply be equal to, for us to get the amount received by first child, we are going to take the fraction of the first child, we multiply by the amount shared. The fraction of the first child simply means out of the 15 things to be shared, the first child takes 3 out of the 15. The fraction of the first child is simply 3 out of 15, which is 3 over 15, like this. You take the component of the first child over the sum of the components times the total amount, which is shared, 150,000 francs CFE, all over 1. Next, we are going to simplify. 15 will 1. 15 will go into 150,000 10,000 times. Next, we are going to multiply 10,000, one with 4 zeros, by 3, and this will simply be equal to 30,000. Then we attach the francs CFE. That means the first child receives 30,000 francs CFE. Take 2 star, and under 2 star, we are going to find the amount received by the second child. Amount received by second child will simply be equal to, we are going to multiply the fraction of the second child by the total amount, 150,000. Out of the 15 things, the second child takes 5. 5 over 15 times 150,000 francs CFE, over 1. Next, we have to simplify. 15 will go here 1. 15 will go into 150,000 10,000 times. 5 times 10,000 gives us 50,000 francs CFE. That means the second child receives 50,000 francs CFE. We go now to 3 star, the amount received by the third child. Amount received by third child is simply equal to, we are going to multiply the fraction of the third child by the total amount. The fraction of the third child is simply 7 over 15, which means out of the 15 things, the third child takes 7 of them, times 150,000 francs CFA, all over 1. Next, we are going to simplify. 15 will go into 150,000 10,000 times. 15 will go into 15 one time. We are going to multiply 7 by 10,000 francs CFA, and this will give us 70,000 francs CFE. It simply means out of the 150,000 francs shared, the first child takes 30,000 francs CFA, the second child takes 50,000 francs CFA, and the third child takes 70,000 francs CFA. If we sum the amount received by each child, it should be equal to the total amount of money which was shared. Let's verify. If we take 30,000 francs CFA plus 50,000 francs CFA plus 70,000 francs CFA, this will simply be equal to 30,000 plus 50,000 gives us 80,000. 80,000 plus 70,000 gives us 150,000 francs CFA, which is the total amount of money shared by the father. We are done with this question. We go now to the next question. Example 2. We have the problem. Malam Musa divided 720 sheep, that is sheep goats, to his 4 children. In the ratio 1:2:4:5. Full stop. How many sheep did each child receive? Take solution. We are going to present all the given information in the problem. First, we have the ratio. The ratio is simply equal to 1:2:4:5. Next, the number of sheep goats shed is equal to 720 sheep. Next, we need the sum of components, that is the parts of the ratio, is simply equal to 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5, which is simply equal to 12. The next, we need to calculate the number of sheep received by each of the 4 children. Take the first one. For the first child will receive, we need to write the fraction of the first child. Out of the 12 things, the first child takes 1. 1 all over 12 times the total number of sheep shed, which is 720 sheep. Already it's 720 over 1. This will simply be equal to 12 will go into 720 60 times. 12 will go into 60. 12 will go into 12 one time. 1 times 60 gives us 60. This will give us 60 sheep. First child receives 60. Going off to the second. The second child will receive. We are going to multiply the fraction of the second child by the number of sheep. The second child, out of the 12 things, the second child receives just 2. 2 parts, 2 over 12 times 720 all over 1 sheep. This will be equal to 12 goes here 1, 12 go into 720 60 times. 60 times 2 gives us 120 sheep. We go now for the third child. The third child receives, out of the 12 parts, the third child takes 4. 4 over 12 times 720 over 1 sheep. This will simply be equal to 12 will go into 12 one time, 12 will go into 720, 60 times 4 gives us 240 sheep. Now for the fourth child, the first the fourth child receives, we're going to multiply the fraction of the fourth child by 720 sheep. Out of 12, the 12 parts, the fourth child receives 5. 5 all over 12 times 720 sheep all over 1. 12 goes into 720 60 times. 12 divided by 12 gives 1. 60 times 5 gives us 300. The fourth child receives 300 sheep. If we sum the amount of sheep received by each child, it will be equal to the total number of sheep shared by the father. The first child receives 60 sheep plus the second child received 120 sheep plus the third child received 240 sheep plus the fourth child who received 300 sheep. This will simply be equal to 60 plus 120, it gives us 180. 180 plus 240 gives us 420. 420 plus 300 gives us 720 sheep, which is the total number of sheep shared by the father. We are going to take down the exercise for application on this. Exercises for application. Question 1. Express the following ratios in their simplest form. For A, we have 150 gram to 12 kilogram. B, we have 1 kilometer to 200 meters. For C, we have 20 kilometers per hour to 20 meters per second. These are all units for measuring speed. We go to question 2. It goes, find the value of x in each of the following. The first one, A, we have x is to 4 is equal to 1 is to 2. For B, we have 2 is to 3 is equal to x is to 9. For C, we have 15 is to x is equal to 3 is to 4. That means the two ratios, they are equivalent ratios. We go now to question 3. The ratio of the length to the width of a room is 3:2. Full stop. Find the length of the room given that its width is 10 meters. These are the exercise for application. We have under ratios. In our next video, we are going to correct the exercises. If in case you have any worries on what we have just treated, please you leave your questions at the comment section. Please you like this video, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.